Georgian national anthem as well as the Argentine national anthem. Both these two nations have an enormous amount of pride. And with me in the commentary box today is Andries Strauss, and we look at this Argentine under-20 side. Well, they are the Blue and White Express. A brilliant, brilliant team. Watch out for Juan Pablo Castro, the captain, who was brilliant against Namibia on Tuesday. Georgia under-20, watch out for their key player, Captain Tedo Abshandadze. And we're almost ready to go, and it's time on. Abshandadze gets us underway, and he kicks it to a tall timber, and it's really on here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club. Andries, good to have you here.
Thank you, Justin. Great to be part of this epic match between Argentina and Georgia. We saw some great play from them in the build-up for the first two matches of the series, and certainly have a game on our hands here today.
Garcia to Rocha, who gets a chance at fly-off. Georgia through their captain, Abshandadze. Georgia, of course, coming off a heavy loss against the Junior Springboks on Tuesday, but they showed a lot of heart. Argentina were full value in their victory over Namibia, and this is a good start for Georgia.
Good start for Georgia. Abshandadze just showing the experience he has, what he built up in the 7 test matches he's played for the national side, and kicking the ball into space. They do have the wind at their sails and their backs, and they'll be certainly make use of that.
Argentina, Garcia, and he was also really good. So much experience. And Nicolas Rocha with a healthy boot, and him and his replacement De La Vega, who started against Namibia on Tuesday, they really have a good boot.
A lot of changes in both these sides from the teams who were on the field on Tuesday and Poland, and certainly trying some combinations of both unions. It's lovely to see these boys express themselves out on the park.
Garcia finding some room.
And this is what the Georgians love to do. They love to scrum, Justin, and so do the Argentinian lads. So this will be a great contest in this match. We saw the Georgians play with the South African scrum in that first match. They purely just walked over them every time they got an opportunity. So the Argentinians will have their hands full. And referee Egon second, having played on the wing, what will he do and make of these scrums coming up?
Gonzalo Garcia to feed for Los Pumitas. It's a massive shove there from the Georgians.
And that is what they'll do, Justin. They'll try and disrupt your set piece, the Georgians. They're powerful men, they're a powerful nation. And at scrum time, at line-out time, they're going to try and upset or disrupt your set piece play and take the rhythm out of the way you play rugby. And we saw that against the junior box, but fortunately for them, they capitalized on the mistakes of the Georgians. And if they can eliminate those, they'll put the Argentinian side under a lot of pressure.
Another great push there from Georgia. Unfortunate for them that they gave away a penalty, but they are really so physical. Also, just remember to interact with us across all social media platforms. This broadcast brought proudly to you by Twitter and SuperSport Live.
First line out of the match, and we saw the Georgians scrumming illegally according to referee Egon seconds, and a first opportunity for Argentina to use that dangerous attack they have. Again, Justin, Georgia will feed off this. They'll feed off your mistakes and will make it extremely tough for you, because they can spend a lot of time at set piece. It's a controllable in the game of rugby is a set piece. It's static. You can spend a lot of time at training fields perfecting the art, and they certainly have done that. And that's the basis from which they build their rugby games.
It's an intimate setting here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club. Up next after this is Tygerberg taking on Villagers from the southern suburbs. So the locals having an absolute treat out here with 3 great games.
Slightly better conditions that we have out here this afternoon than we had for the game previous to this one between the Junior Boks and Namibia, so we can expect some flying rugby from Argentina.
Alania with the feed. It's another powerful shove, and they really have the upper hand at scrum time. And the Argentines as well, Andres, you'll know that they can scrum.
They certainly can, and they also pride themselves on scrummaging to the Argentinian sides. But Georgia, how powerful were they? And that is why so many of the Georgian forwards ply their trade in France, because there is a massive value on a front row forward that can dominate that scrum time.
So Georgia, it'll be interesting to see how they recover from that loss against the Junior Springboks. Georgia are looking for their first victory of the year. They've lost their previous 3 games. And Carreras, you have to tackle him quickly. Garcia with the box kick. And that was a great kick from Garcia. And Romero, Taloni was there. Great play from Garcia to the captain, Castro. Garcia to Rocha. And here's Pedemonte. Great water polo skills there. Here's Bernstein. Garcia to Rocha. Great play from Gonzalez.
Went forward of the hand.
So Egon Seconds doing great things. The referee previously played for Western Province and the Stormers and Grequas, and also got a Commonwealth bronze medal in 2002 with SA Sevens.
He was a tremendous finisher, and scoring tries was Egon Seconds for Western Province on the wing, and it's good to see ex-rugby players moving into the refereeing berth of the game, because it's important for a game, and we've mentioned this before, referees are extremely important for the game of rugby.
Josep Kusharashvili there with the bushy hair, the flanker. And that's one big front row in Akhaladze, Luka Nioradze and Ashsariashvili.
Crouch. Fine. Set. Advantage.
And the men from Eurasia are absolutely pumped out here at Tygerberg Rugby Club.
Fine and knee on the ground.
And Argentina will have to sort this out. They're going to have their hands full today if they do not find an answer for what is happening to them at scrum time. Captain Abjandadze opting to look at touch.
Well, he has played 7 games for the national side, and he has an 100% winning record in his short career. And 32 points to go with it. Nioradze to throw. And Georgia with a good line out. And they will go absolutely crazy if they can score the opening try. 5 meters out. Alania just gathering his troops. The pick and drive. Placed back beautifully for Alania Abshandadze. And Lumidze there with the carry. Chintaradze, the number 5. Alania Akhaladze slips the pass beautifully. Alania and Georgia going through the phases. Abshandadze spots the gap. The Wizard gets over for the score. Captain Fantastic strikes.
Amazing stuff by Georgia, and this all comes off the back of a strong scrummaging performance in the first 10 minutes for Georgia. And then Captain Fantastic Tedo Abshandadze saw the space, took a Justin, and 5 points on the board. Abshandadze seeing forwards in front of him. Castro, the captain for Argentina, just shooting out of line, creating the space on the outside. And this young man, 7 test caps to his name. He will not let an opportunity like that go by.
So can he convert his own try? What an opening 10 minutes it's been for Georgia. They've dominated Los Pumitas physically, and can they keep it going? Tedo Abshandadze. Sweetly done. He can handle pressure. Junior Lelos 7, Los Pumitas 0. 11 minutes gone, and the Georgians from Eurasia are here to play.
They definitely are, and Argentina are a extremely dangerous attacking side, but they've not had their hands on the ball, and it's going to be tough for them today if Georgia keep on scrumming the way they've been scrumming and also make it tough for them at lineouts.
Los Pumitas going for the ball, and Georgia, well, this will be a big win for them so they can get out their half.
This is a big win for Georgia. Every time they get a scrum, or every time they've had a scrum, they manage to get a penalty from that, and Argentina will not look forward to this. Peremonte was influential, the 8th man for Argentina in their first match against Namibia, and they certainly do need him today to stand up, to front up physically to this Georgian side, because that is what you need to get one over them.
Alania will feed. Mikhail Alania for Georgia. His dad, Kata Alania, played 25 tests for Georgia. He was a centre between 1993 and 2004.
This is going to be a battle for both Argentina and referee Egon Seconds today. Georgia extremely powerful at scrum time, and they pride themselves on their scrums, Justin. It's what they live for, these boys. Akhaladze, Nioradze, Asherashvili. This is what they live for, and they're certainly going to do this in the next 80 minutes.
Argentina and Georgia finishing 6th and 9th at last year's Junior World Cup respectively. Georgia's rugby really improving, and they're just getting penalties for free. Their pack is doing a tremendous job, and you can just see, Andres, the spirit in this Georgian camp is way better than what it was on Tuesday.
Well, they get so much energy from getting all these penalties from scrum time. When their scrum's doing well, it lifts the team, they get energy, they get more excited, and it seems like their general play also improves.
This could work out. Did it touch Mendy's hand? And it has. So Abshandadze rolls the dice, and he gets a 5-meter scrum. And now, Andres, if Georgia can make something of this, Argentina in big trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Argentina, probably a bit fortunate there, kicking the ball to touch, not finding touch, and then off Argentinian hand into the end goal area at 5 meters scrum. This is not what you want if you're from that Argentinian side, especially not if you're in the front row. As a coaching team for Argentina, the message surely is, boys, let's limit our mistakes. Let's not force a 50-50 passes. Let's make sure that we scrum as few times as we possibly can, especially with the Georgian feed. And on our own feed, let's get the ball in and out of the scrum as soon as we can.
So the Argentine numbers on the back of their jerseys, Andres, is probably as much use as a lighthouse in a desert. Alania.
So is pronouncing their names, Justin.
Advantage.
It's another massive shove. Alania on the short side receives a ball there from Coriauli, and Georgia are really here to play. What a cracking try.
Coriauli, good offload to Alania into space. Clever play by Georgia, just played according to the wheel of the scrum. And ominous times for Argentina. Ominous times, Justin.
I'll tell you what as well, Andres, Georgi Akhaladze, it's his birthday today in the front row. And I can tell you now, they've been feeding him a lot of cake because that was a great scrum.
Great finish by Alania. Putting the second score on for Georgia. And ominous times, we've said this before, if you can't manage a set piece, it will be a long day for you. In Argentina, they thrive on playing rugby. They thrive on throwing the offloads, taking chances. They've not managed to do that because they've not managed to get the pull in their hands.
So, the magician, Tero Abshandadze. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you kick a rugby ball. And Abshandadze is really enjoying this. It's Georgia under 2014, Los Pumitas 0, 14 minutes gone. Georgia in control.
Certainly are control, and Abshandadze just rubbing the salt into the winds of their Pumas, adding the extra 2. Worth the mention that Argentina playing straight into the wind, and Georgia enjoying the benefit of it.
Good take and carry from Georgia. That time it was Zanginetsa. The pick and drive. And boy, oh boy, they love to be physical. Georgia, a population of just under 4 million. It's a small country. And here's Ignacio Mendy. The fighter jets, beats one and gets the fend going as well. Los Pumitas, Rocha and Garuro, the tight head prop. Garcia, Rocha, good hands. There's Bernstein hitting it up. Garcia, Garuro with some tricks to Rocha. Georgia's defense settling down, and here's Mendy again. So with his great work from where he landed, Los Pumitas have gone a little bit backwards. Great slip pass there from Kurovic. Rocha. Great carry there from Talone. Rocha. And here's Castro, the captain, the inspirational leader of Los Pumitas. And they're really going backwards. So Rocha does beautifully. Carreras to Acosta Pimentel. Carreras feeds it to Rocha. And here goes Bernstein. What an offload that was to Pedemonte, but he loses it. So here comes Junior Lelos. And brilliantly done by Palazze.
And Georgia making use of that advantage. But we just saw what Argentina can do when they have the ball in hands. Carreras, I might say, when he gets his hands onto the ball, anything can happen. But again, just a sneaky offload towards the end of that move by Argentina.
Which one is off?
Causing the spill on the knock-on.
Substituted.
And you almost feel like Georgia shouldn't play the advantage when they get the knock-on, because every time they get a scrum, they get a penalty.
So Coach Ilya Mayazuradze of Georgia under-20s, he'll be really happy. The former international who played 21 tests for his country. Andries played at centre and at flank over 97 to 2007. And it's an untidy house. So Georgia have the scrum, which they love doing. It's like giving candy to a baby.
And I don't know if you noticed that on screen, scrum half Michael Elania got extremely excited when he saw the referee giving him the scrum, and that's what the whole team feels like. Every time they get a scrum, they get excited, they get energy from it, and this is what they live for.
Get out. Fine. Sit.
It's absolutely magnificent again. The Junior Lelos, a little dab over the top from Absandadze.
Tremendous stuff by Georgia. The scrum is just outstanding. You could almost just tell referee Egon second, forget about giving a scrum to Georgia, just give them a penalty from the onset.
Down. One, not saying straight. Something needs to change. They need to fix it. I know they don't speak much English. I need you to translate for me, please.
Well, Andries, as a former inside centre yourself, would you be able to advise the Argentine pack on this?
There's no way. I've got no idea that what happens in the scrum. I don't know how it works. All I know is that you have to be reasonably strong to do it. And probably you must have fallen on your head once or twice as a youngster to be willing to do it.
So what a kick that was. Abshandadze is certainly in the northern suburbs of Cape Town today at Tygerberg Rugby Club. He's run the show with his forwards. Neil Radze with the feed. It's a wonderful feed, that one, to Kusharashvili. And the Georgian tank has been relentless. And luckily, it has collapsed for Los Pumitas. It's a good line run there from Lumidze, the inside centre. And Georgia, well, a third try here will be catastrophic. And what a carry that was. They've got a free play as well, Georgia. Here we go. This is wonderful stuff. And in the corner is the new man, Otori Zaginetse.
Tremendous stuff, Georgia. Not just a powerful team, sleight of hand as well. Otori Zaginetse getting over for the third try. Georgia under 20s 19, Argentina 0. This comes with a strong carry by Georgia. Just the last part. Change of direction into space. Over for the 5 points. And it's as if Argentina have been caught off guard by the physicality and the intensity that Georgia have brought to this match.
Tero Abshandadze. And that time, it was a great strike, but just didn't have the angle. So it's Georgia under 20, 19, Argentina under 20, 0. And who saw this one coming, Andres, after 17 minutes?
No one did. And Argentina, I've mentioned this earlier, they just seem like they've been caught off guard by the intensity and the physicality that Georgia have brought to this match, and also the speed at which has been played. Every time they had their their hands on the ball, they were extremely quick in moving it, getting over the gain line, almost playing an Argentinian style of rugby. Might add that Argentina are picking what we believe could be a couple of second choice players, and we might see the addition of their starters coming on in the second half.
So Nicolas Rocha, the fly-off. Of course, in both these sides, plenty of a Rugby World Cup under-20 experience last year. Los Pumitas have 7 in the squad, and the Junior Leilos have a total of 9. This broadcast brought proudly to you by Twitter and SuperSport Live, and keep interacting with us across all social media platforms. Georgia in great control.
I'll not be able to read that, Justin. Do you want to have a go?
It's probably just saying Akhaladze, 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 Nioradze, and Azara Ishvili and Tero Abshandadze, because they have absolutely run the show here.
And they certainly have. At scrum time, they've dominated, and then Akhaladze, or Abshandadze, I might say, fly half, captain fantastic, has run the show tremendously well. Break and play at the moment, just sorting out referee Egon Second's microphones, not being able to communicate to his assistant referees who are influential in refereeing the game these days.
Also remember the action on the third and final day out at Paul Roos Gymnasium will also be on by SuperSport Live, where we'll have Argentina under-20s taking on the Junior Springboks, and then also Georgia under-20 taking on the Namibian Open side. And right now as well, Andres, I know it's a game ahead, but if Argentina can't recover in the next 20 or 30 minutes, they're going to be in big trouble going into that game against the Junior Springboks on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's probably a bit early to look that far ahead, but Argentina certainly have been under a lot of pressure in the first 20 minutes. They've not been able to front up physically to this Georgian side, and we said that's what's going to be important for them to get a result here, so front up physically and then make sure that you make use of the opportunities that you do get.
Rocha. A perler of a kick there to Isgro. And Los Pumitas have the penalty. So what will they do?
Yeah, certainly they have to look at touch here, and Roger is definitely going to do that. Change in referee, we don't see that often. Eon Seconds off the field, and Devon Ace back for a second match of the day. And you can only think that they are just struggling to get the microphone sorted on Egan Seconds, and to keep the game going, they've decided to get Devon Ace back on the field.
Ramiro Gurovic with the feed. Argentina in a dangerous position. A great ball there to Isgro from Garcia. And here's Gurovic. Garcia. Good ball there from the tight head prop and Garuro. Rocha, Mendy, the fighter jets, gives it to Isgro. Good defense there from Georgia. Garcia to Rocha. So getting some momentum. Pedemonte with a good short ball there to Bernstein. And Gurovic carrying at that time. So some valuable ball. But they really need to be the next side to score points here.
You're fine. 10 and 12.
Penalty and offside by Georgia, and this is what we'd like to see from Argentina. Keeping possession, and putting defenses under pressure, and they're going to need to do this for the remainder of this match. They can't expect to score 3 or 4 quick tries and get in the lead. They're going to have to chip down on the lead that Georgia have built up in the first 21 minutes, and Roger deciding to go for goal.
You can see Juan Pablo Castro, the captain, just running over to the middle to make sure that they go for goal. And you get the feeling that Los Pumitas just want to get on the scoreboard. So Rocha no mistake. Los Pumitas 3, Junior Lelos 19. And we've got about 18 minutes to go before the halftime oranges. And Argentina getting some much needed points. Up Shandadze. Pedemonte with a great carry. He was really effective against Namibia, and he was great at the Junior World Cup in 2018 as well. And Isgro with a great attempt there, but unfortunately for him, it's gone forward.
Great attempt by Isgro, putting pressure on the catches. Also a good execution of the kick by the scrum of Garcia. Once again, we have a scrum at our hands, and have Argentina find an answer to this powerful Georgian scrum.
Interesting to know as well, the blindside flanker for Los Pumitas, Ignacio Bidal, played for the Sharks under-19 side, which won the Curry Cup last year. And his nephew as well is Federico Mendes, who played over 70 tests for the Pumas. So Mikhail Alania, it's been a good outing so far.
Fine. It's an early push by Argentina.
And that's a win for Argentina right there. A free kick. But as you'd imagine, Georgia goes straight back into the scrum because they love doing this, and they've got a front row that will stand back for nothing in the world. And also locks that look like front rowers. They love scrumming, the Georgians, and they got to get so much gain from this.
Well, Andres, have you ever seen a defending side who give away a free kick, run back so quickly?
I certainly would if I was in the front row for Argentina.
Minibino, Kurovic, and Calrudo, they need to step up. They need to step up soon.
Was out.
Just so much power. And here's Koriauli, the number 8. Some tomfoolery there on him. And as a result, it's a penalty. His jersey wrapped up around his face.
Comical stuff on the field.
Get back.
And referee Ace has not seen something like that before, but certainly a win for Argentina. It's the first time they did not get penalized from scrum time. And an opportunity to kick it into the Georgia half and make use of the rugby ball that they've seen so little of.
Kurovic, the hooker, with a vital throw. Scrappy, but Talone gets it back. The captain, Juan Pablo Castro, with the carry. It's been poached. Georgia, is there something in the air? Great handling, but it's gone forward.
Takaladze not appreciating the attention he got after the fact, but he's walking back to a scrum and he'd be licking off his lips. The first time we've seen Argentina put the ball into the scrum, and they certainly want to get this over with as soon as possible.
So Pedemonte at the back, the number 8 for Los Pumitas. Many of you at home will remember his great try against England at the Junior World Cup last year. And Garcia, he was part of that one and the one before. An experienced Los Pumita. And that is a great scrum. Rocha spreads it away to Isgro. Here's Mendy summing up his options, and here's Carreras. And you need to tackle him quickly. 2 tries against Namibia and 5 tries at last year's Junior World Cup. Garcia to Pedemonte. It's play on. Tap and go from Garcia. Puts his head down. Great hunger showing. And this could be big trouble. Someone's going to the dog box. And it is Ioni Ishagashvili.
Number 20.
Tremendous stuff by Argentina. I just love the way this backline plays rugby. Always passes in front, running onto the ball. Such good timing in the way they execute their moves. And this is what they would have wanted. 1 man down, 8 playing game, 7 in the pack of forwards at the moment. And they'd be thinking, bring on the scrum, as it is right now. But important time here for Argentina. If they could get some points on the board, claw themselves back into this match.
Nicolas Rocha there, and Mendy, who's been a live wire. Very unlucky that a few of his runs haven't potentially resulted in a few tries. But Georgia's defense has been up to the task. The big man there, Chin Charadze, number 5, and number 6 in Gusharashvili. Argentina, can they get back into the game? It's a good maul. Gurovic is at the back, looking ever so patient. He's having a great time at the back, Gurovic.
Unfortunate for Argentina. Good build-up, getting close to the line, and then Gurovic deemed to have crawled over the try line, just so desperate to get onto the scoreboard, or Argentina.
And that's also a great moment there from Georgia, considering their player down. When Argentina look like scoring, they make a mistake. And this will just really frustrate Jose Pedaquina, the coach of Los Pumitas. They find themselves 16 points behind. And Garcia picks it up. Great play by Gonzalez, and here's Pedemonte. The captain Castro to Costa Pimentel. Good play there from Mendy to Isgro. Argentina looking to put the hammer down. And a try now will be much needed. Garcia. They just need to keep patient, Los Pumitas. To Lone at that time. Garcia to Bernstein. Garcia, he'll have a crack. Tremendous defense from Georgia. Good pass there from Castro to Pimentel. Over the top it goes to Carreras. And he is a devastating finisher, and he brings Los Pumitas back into the game. It's his 3rd try of the series.
Mateo Carreras, here's a dangerous young player. We mentioned him earlier. He will punish you if he gets the ball in his hands. Tremendous stuff by Argentina. Tremendous fight back by the young gentleman. So great build up to this try. The ball went through so many phases, and this is what makes Argentina dangerous. As we look at the back end, Captain Castro moving the ball into space, and then a good pass over the top into the hands of Mateo Carreras, and he's extremely dangerous, powerful and quick. And if he sniffs the try line, Justin, he'll get over.
He's also played a few times for the national Argentine's 7 side. And what a prospect. Russia. Can't add the extras. So it's Georgia under 2019, Argentina 8, and what a game it's been.
It's been a tremendous game. We've seen dominance by Georgia at scrum time and physical contest, and we've seen a bit of the Argentinian magic that we saw on the first day. So this game is shaping up nicely, Justin. The sun's coming out a little, which will play into the hands of the Argentinian team. And they certainly look to fight their way back into this match.
Coaching staff there of Los Pumitas. And Pedemonte, he just likes receiving the ball from the kickoff. And it's one of his strengths, one of his many strengths. Coriauli, the number 8, lets it go. Garcia, and this is where Los Pumitas are absolutely dangerous. That's Amadeus Rocha to Bernstein. And here's Mendy. He's fleet-footed. The fullback pops it to Pedemonte. And when they get going, they really get it going. Great inside ball from Rocha. Here's Garcia. Slips the pass beautifully. Here's Pedemonte. Water polo stuff out here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club in the northern suburbs of the Western Cape. And it's Isgro. So try now. And they're in touching distance. It's Mendy. Rocha feeds it away to Kurovic. Gets a smart offload away to Menevino. Rocha spreads it wide. Numbers on the left. It's the captain, Juan Pablo Castro. Gives it to Garcia. Rocha at scrum off. And there's Bidal. Blindside flanker. Guerreras in an unusual position. And it's been toned. Here we go. The race is on. Electrifying pace. What an offload. Garcia. So this is rugby football at its absolute finest here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club. End-to-end stuff. And both teams are here to play. Alania. Good carry there from one of his front rankers. Alania. Service has been great. There's numbers on the left. Kucharashvili with the show and go. Oh, out the back door. Magical stuff. Lomides, the inside center. This is wonderful. And it's play on. But Andres, entertainment at its best.
Entertainment at its best. Scintillating stuff from both sides. At one stage it looked as if the Argentine side was going to score on the opposite center of the field. And look at this. Ball out the back. Tremendous stuff. This is just the back end. And unfortunately, and at this point, it was still play on, Justin. And unfortunately, the captain, Absandadze, with a slight knock on. Breathtaking stuff by both sides.
Would have been interesting to see what Georgia would have been like if they had a game or two in South Africa before playing the Junior Springboks.
Fine.
And they certainly look
Set.
like an absolute beast out here today. Look at that shove. The men from Eurasia are really physical. And their backline has also been phenomenal in this fixture. Garcia. And that ball's not out. So it's the fullback and Kharajishvili takes it into contact. And a lot of pressure on the fullback. And as a result, those Pumitas get a penalty. And Andres, they'll be looking in this final 7 minutes to get a score, which brings them within touching distance.
The energy is just lifted in the Argentine side since they scored that try. They look like a better rugby side. They've had their hands on the ball. They could play a bit of rugby, and that's when they start getting comfortable, is they can move the ball around and run into space. It's tremendous to see both these teams, the one playing a power game and the other one moving the ball around. It's such a tightly fought contest.
Koriauli, the number 8. Kurovic with the feed. Garcia. And there is Pedemonte. Probably his 20th carry of the game. Mendy to Castro, the skipper. And it's a massive job for him today compared to the one he had against Namibia. And Karulo has got some skills for a tight head prop. Rocha to Bernstein. And there's Pedemonte again. Talone in support. Garcia to Rocha with the show and go. And the chip ahead. And he gathers his own kick. Great stuff. Garcia goes on the short side. Here we go. It's that feather again. Carreras. That feather, Carreras. He just knows his way to the try line. A phenomenal player.
Mateo Carreras going over for his second try of the match, and he is quickly becoming one of my favorite rugby players, certainly at this age group. Mateo Carreras, so powerful, so strong, so intelligent in the way he plays the game. A good offload by Garcia in the build-up to that, and smart play by Garcia to see the space in the end. And also Nicolas Roger with a kick and chase, regathering his own kick, and then putting that man into space. That's what you want to see as Argentina side. Mateo Carreras in space.
Well, he really scores tries for fun. Good to see the youth out here in support of 2 foreign opposition. Rocha this time strokes it well. Los Pumitas, well, when they get going, they really get going, and they've done exceptionally well, Andries, to compose themselves and get themselves back into this fixture.
They certainly have. Justin and Shachwin de la Vega, who played fly half for Argentina in that first match against Namibia, was just outstanding. At one stage I thought that Roger was probably not on the same standard, but he's grown into this match, and he really has started to show his class once they started to get their hands on the ball.
The captain misses it, and so does Gonzalez. Georgia with valuable position. Abchandadze, Yaz Lomedze, the inside centre. He's still going. Some terrific work there. So now is a massive moment before half-time. Imagine the spirit that will lift for Georgia if they can execute here. And Alanya has just been phenomenal at scrum off. Here's the man who was in the dog box, Iayashkashvili. Lays it back to Alanya. Abchandadze with the short ball. And here goes Gita. Achaladze. I call him Gita. Here we go. Big hits by Los Pumitas. And here's one of the try scorers, the left winger. But unfortunately, he will be brought back, and he's very perplexed.
Okay, so it's their ball. No?
Good play by Georgia. Not just powerful men, they can play some rugby as well. It's good to see the front row forwards, Achaladadze and Azarashvili, getting their hands on the ball and playing some rugby as well. They certainly are enjoying themselves here this afternoon.
The locals also getting warmed up for their game against Villages. Tygerberg playing Villages after this. And they've seen a lot of tries.
First and then them.
What a day out. So Georgia now, 2 minutes till the halftime Oranges. They have something sneaky up their sleeves. And look how steady that is. Absolutely amazing. But did they go too far with that one?
And release. Release.
Initially, it just looked like one massive block of cement, Andries, in the grey. And at the back there is Pumba, they call him, Gelashvili. And they're happy to get their big men involved. It really looks like an executive committee out here. And Koriauli with the pick and drive. Shandadze might fancy a drop goal. The magician. Shandadze to the try scorer with the cutout pass, but it misses everyone but the touchline.
Good defense by Argentina and great scrum first up from them. It's the first time they stood up to the Georgia scrum, and they were good at that. Made it tough for them to launch, and then defensively got in their faces and preventing them from going over the gain line.
Kurowicz. Difficult one there for Bernstein. And that's knocked down. So you see Luka Neoradze apologizing. And that is half-time. And what a half it's been. Georgia in front at 19 points to 15 over Los Pumitas. We saw 3 incredible tries from Georgia, scored by the captain, Abshandadze, then by Alania, and then by the new man, Zaknitse. And then we saw Carreras with 2 great tries, bringing Los Pumitas back into the game. And Andries, it's been absolutely exceptional out here.
It's been exceptional. It's a game of a half of 2 halves. We saw Georgia come out in the first 20 minutes and absolutely destroy Argentina in all facets of the game, especially at scrum time. And then Argentina slowly but surely got into this game. As soon as they managed to get some possession and play some rugby, they grew in confidence. They grew just in pure pride in the way they played. And they managed to fight themselves back into it. 15 plays 19 and 40 minutes to come.
I was fortunate enough to go to the Good Work Foundation, and I was so inspired and I was so impressed, and I'm not easily impressed.
The model that GWF has created is one where we take young adult school into the world of work, into enterprises that we've created through career academies that are relevant for the economy around here, and the profits generated from those enterprises feed back into the open learning or the children's program, which then district of education in the area.
You get a real sense of the scale at which it reaches, and it's doing so much good.
A game of two halves against Namibia. The first one probably not as much as good as you expected or wanted it to be. What was said at half-time to turn it around?
Andres, I think the important thing was for us to be patient. In the first few minutes we had a few opportunities. We lost the ball on their goal line and the boys got a bit rattled. And the biggest thing we're trying to get them to understand is that if you're going to play test rugby, is that you got to build some innings. So I think the second half was just be patient. Eventually the wall will break, and I thought we got that right eventually.
The weather conditions were tough out here today. How much did that play a part in the way you played the game?
We are quite happy with the weather because it's important to get tested. We don't know what we're going to face in Argentina, but for us, again, we don't really want to change how we want to play. Like I said, we're playing test rugby, and the way we have to go about our business has to be quite consistent each game.
You do have a strong squad this year with plenty of leaders in the team. What do you feel you still have to improve on before you hit the World Cup?
You never get it all right, Against Georgia, our attack wasn't where we wanted it to be. Today our attack was a lot better, but then our defense kind of slacked a bit, and we still have some work to do in the set piece. But I think all round as a group, lots of improvements still. So we see this tournament really as a way that we can build, learn, and keep growing.
Well done today, and good luck for your match against Argentina on Wednesday.
It's going to be a tough one, but we can't wait. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Andres.
Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
It's been a razzle-dazzle show out here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club in the northern suburbs of the Western Cape. Very grey, but the rugby has been amazing. And so far, the half that we have witnessed between Los Pumitas, Argentina under-20s, and the Junior Lelos, Georgia under-20s, has probably been the half of the series so far. Argentines doing well to come back into the game after conceding 3 fabulous tries from Georgia, and they hit back in the form of their pocket rockets and Carreras on the left winger. The locals are also having the time of their lives out here, and we can see Garcia, the scrum half, firing up his troops. They're 4 points behind, and you can see they look demented. And the locals, of course, warming up for their fixture against Villagers. Tygerberg, of course, playing Villagers after this. And there's some big hits all around. Very physical stuff. And Andres, almost a game of, well, half of two halves, that one.
Yeah, it certainly was. Georgia extremely strong and powerful. They do have a strong set piece to the Georgians. They've got lock forwards that look like front row forwards playing in the second row. An extremely powerful, heavy pack of forwards. If you're going to spoil the ball against them, you'll be punished. Argentina, they managed to take control of that slightly in the back end in that first half, got their hands onto the ball, had some possession they could play some rugby with, and once they start playing rugby, they come into their own. They scored 2 great tries to get them back into it, and so much to look forward to in the last 40.
You see there, Bernstein and Garcia and also Gonzalez just having a chat to each other. 3 key players, and there's Carreras, the dynamic winger with his fly-off Nicolas Rocha. It seems as if Geronimo Ibarra is on the field for Los Pumitas, player 23. So Argentina ready to play. They know that they've got a lot of work to do, and they've got a massive mountain to climb in the form of Georgia's forward pack.
They do, and some changes in the front row for Argentina as well. On the field in number 21, Francisco Correa, and hopefully he can have an answer to the Georgian scrum, who's been dominating in the first 40 minutes. Argentina, they are ready to go, waiting for the Georgia side to get out here. Win at their backs, plenty to play for.
So this broadcast proudly brought to you by SuperSport Live with Twitter. And please remember to interact with us on all social media platforms. And of course, also remember to donate to Investec's Rhino Initiative. All the instructions are in the description below the video. So the Georgians making their way out onto the field here. The men from the crossroads between Eastern Europe and Western Asia. And they've really had a good half.
They had a great start to the match, crossing the whitewash 3 times, putting pressure on Argentina, and what they did well, Justin, is they starved them of ball. They starved Argentina of coming into their own.
Russia has faced a stern test and contestable again. That's a great kickoff by Los Pumitas. Garcia, Pedemonte taking it into contact. Garcias goes on the short side to Mendy. And exceptional defense from Georgia. We just see their player having attention. I think it's Isgro, the right winger of Los Pumitas.
It also looks like we've lost referee Egon Seconds for the remainder of this match, which does bring up the suspicion that it was not a microphone issue, but rather injury to Egan in that first half. Never great to see players injured on the rugby field.
Really great to see the locals supporting these two sides here. And they've got their worth, definitely. Georgian bench warming up and rearing to go.
Just having a look at the Georgian bench, Justin, one can't help but feel whether Argentina will bring on some of those exciting backline players who performed in the first game. Chocobares in the midfield, fly half De La Vega. They were sensational in this first match, and it'll be interesting to see if they'll be included into this game against Georgia.
So a bit of confusion. A lot of different languages being thrown around in these last 2 games. And there's a long-ranging sub all the way from the opposite end of the field, making his way. Onto the field, so we're ready to go. Neo Radze. It's been poached, and this is where Los Pumitas will be ruthless. Can they go into the lead and take control of the game? Garcia, and here we go through Minavino.
Penalty to Argentina and the perfect start to the second half. Immediately have an opportunity to get onto the scoreboard, have Argentina.
Ramiro Kurovic will throw. Big Francisco Correa is at the back of the line out there, number 21. Up for it is Talone. And here come Argentina. Great defense by Georgia at line-out time. Garcia. Bernstein. The captain, Castro, in support. Yes, Talone. Pedemonte, the number 8. A lot of pressure there, but he manages to place the ball back. Garcia to Bernstein again. But he's really flat-footed. Slips it to Talone. So can they split, open the defense? Acosta, Pimentel has to clean up. He's in all sorts of trouble. And Yashagashvili is there for Georgia. And that is magnificent from Georgia. Argentina, well, they need to get serious that close to the line.
Yeah, unfortunate for Argentina, but great defense by Georgia. Putting pressure on Argentina and turning over that ball. Powerful work by the Georgian side. Again, at scrum time, they'll back themselves to get a penalty and back themselves to get back into the Argentinian half. And you can't help but think, Justin, whether Argentina shouldn't have gone for the 3 points there. Get, 18 plays 19, get onto the scoreboard first in the second half and start chipping away.
The big Georgian warhorse there
Crouch.
on the blindside flank.
Bind.
Ioni Ishagashvili.
Sit.
Can you believe it? It's a short arm to Argentina. So surely they'll have a tap and go. And that was costly as well. So Pedemonte has a crack. He's like a bull in a china shop. Garcia frees it away there to Gurovic. Los Pumitas. And that time it was Gonzalez. Garcia has a go himself. Gains some meters. And here goes the tall timber. Bernstein. We come back for the penalty, and Georgia really look under pressure here. And it'll be a different ball game if Los Pumitas crash over here.
Francisco Correa on for Argentina, and does one man make such a big difference when it comes to scrum time? And this time Argentina up for the 3 points.
Rocha with an easy but very important shot at goal. So, Rocha. Slots it with ease.
And as Rocha was kicking it over for 3 points, Santiago Chogabares for Argentina came onto the field. He is one big individual in the midfield. A lot of resemblance to Sonny Bill Williams, who plays for New Zealand.
Abshandadze. Well, he hasn't had much ball in the last 20 or so minutes. Saw a lot of it in the opening 20 minutes of this fixture. Georgia get it back. Terrific work done. And a try now will boost their spirits. Great ball there from Chintaradze. Alania to Neoradze. Juggles it. In support is Yashagashvili, Alania, Abshandadze. They work the supply chain here. Paladze, here we go. On the wing. But good defense from Los Pumitas. Alania looking left and right. Great ball there from Azaria Yeshvili. Alania, Abshandadze. Numbers on the left. Beautiful stuff here from Pumba. Gerashvili. Alania. And they get the front row going. It's Chita Achaladze. And this is a vital stage of the game for Georgia. Abshandadze almost slipping through with a miracle ball. Georgia. Well, are they the business? That is the question. Alania, they spread the ball wide. Bernstein is down for Los Pumitas. And Georgia get an invaluable penalty now. Abshandadze, the magician.
Valuable penalty. Valuable penalty, Justin. And Georgia putting tremendous amounts of pressure on Argentinian defence, causing that penalty to come their way. And Captain Tedo Abshandadze always willing to take a chance. Looks like they're going to opt for the 3 points, Justin. Or Luca Bernstein on the floor for Argentina.
Tell you what, those Pumitas were lucky that tap kick wasn't taken from the spot. Abshandadze had a little bit of space there.
And this is interesting. Georgia opting for the scrum. And obviously feeling a lot of confidence in their scrum and hoping for a pushover try. As we look as Pablo Dimchev taking over from Ramiro Gurovic for Argentina.
Garcia for Los Pumitas. And Alania there for the Junior Lelos. So this is absolutely vital for both sides. Who wants it more? And Argentina, and look how much that means to them. They are pumped.
Can you believe that, Justin? We've seen a complete swing around of what happened at scrum time, and now a bit of argy-bargy going around. And this is how much the scrums mean to the Georgians. They will not take this lightly. They'll come back fighting in the next scrum, hopefully not with their fists. But a complete turnaround in the scrum from what we saw in the first half. Couple of changes in the side for Argentina. And Francisco Correa and the hooker.
That is not acceptable. When the whistle blows, everybody stop playing immediately. Do you understand that? Get the message back to your players. It's going to be a penalty to Argentina. Pulling out of the contest. Yeah.
And the hooker, Pablo Dimchev, I just wanted to say, but look at this great fight by Argentina to get a penalty at scrum time over Georgia, who has obliterated their scrum in the first half. A lot of emotion at the moment. 1 point in this match, and that was a vital scrum for Georgia. They had the option of taking the 3 points, decided to go for the scrum and got turned over. Argentina win at their backs. Good exit by Flahav Roger.
So Pablo Dimchev is on the field. He scored a try against Namibia. It's open age team on Tuesday out at Paul Gym. And it's been pushed by Ishagashvili. Abshandadze with a good skip pass there to Tapaladze. Slow ball for Alania. Strong carry from Georgia. Can they get the next points? Abshandadze really gets his forwards going. Abshandadze again. Space on the right, but they take contact there. Alania Nioradze, the hooker. Gomez Vara at his work cut out there. Abshandadze lays it off the back. Almost breaking the line there. It was Chinchinadze. Doesn't matter. Georgia have the penalty, and Wartedo Abshandadze have a shot at goal.
Decision time for the captain. About 43 meters out into the wind, opting to go for the 3 points. And this is going to be an exciting finish to this match, and both these teams getting into the fight. A lot of emotion in the game at the moment. And even though this is just preparation for the World Cup, both these teams desperately want to win.
So can the captain bring it home? A vital kick. Because if it goes over, then when Los Pumitas try to reply, They'll know that they'll have to get a score to take them in front. Abshandadze. And that is not one of his best kicks, Abshandadze. And he'll be furious with himself. And here comes on a magical player in De La Vega. And this could be trouble now for Georgia if they cannot contain him.
Shachwin, De La Vega was inspirational for his side against Namibia. He looks so comfortable with ball in hand. He just looks like a class player. And he certainly will change the way this game's being played.
Abshandadze, the skipper, with the kick and chase. And it's gone forward, so Georgia have the free play. Kuratashvili, the replacement player with a great carry, immediately doing some good work. Skip ball to Abshandadze, and he waves the wand beautifully. There's an opportunity here, Tapalatse with the dummy. So Georgia give the penalty away, and when they get into the right areas of the field, somehow
they're not capitalizing on those opportunities, Justin, but good defense by Argentina. Both these teams are starting to throw their bodies into every single thing. Look at De La Vega trying to find some room for their team.
This almost feels like a test match out here. It's really tight. Pablo Dimchev will feed. Azara Rishvili there, the tight head prop. Done so much work along with Iyasha Gashvili. Dimchev. Good take there by Talone. De La Vega. A little bit of a slip, but he manages to clear.
Both teams just ringing on some changes. Georgia almost emptied their bench, and Argentina still have a couple to come.
Kuratashvili. Great take there by Kusharashvili. And they've got another free play, Georgia. But you got the feeling now that they need to make this count.
Captain,
they really do.
the whole back line was offside.
Yeah, they're just putting a lot of pressure on Argentina at the moment with the way they're playing the game, and they've managed to keep hold of the ball for an extended period of time, and as a result they force some penalties, and referee rightly mentioned it to the captain Castro that they need to sort out their discipline, but that's going to put them under pressure if they keep on playing like this.
So Lomidze is going for touch, the inside centre. That's quite interesting. And it will really be interesting, Andries, if they can come away with a score here.
No, it will be interesting. And just Lomidze taking the kick at touch, because Captain Tero Abshandadze is receiving some attention to his hamstrings. He's had a tremendous game as well. He's inspirational for his team. And it will be interesting if they get a score on the board now, Justin. Puts them at least 6 points ahead, maybe 8. And all of a sudden, Argentina will have to pull up their socks.
Some trickery at line-out time. Georgia are where they need to be. And they're making yards. And they're gaining momentum. Edging closer and closer to the try line. And here's big trouble. Someone's going to the dog box. It's a yellow card to Pedemonte. The Bull is going to spend a few minutes in the infamous dog box here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club. And this now, Andries, is going to be crucial. Can Georgia take advantage of this?
Yeah, I'd be worried if I was Argentina at the moment. Look at a no-arms tackle by Pedemonte. Probably slightly unfortunate, more a error in technique than really not getting his arms out there to make the tackle. Unfortunate for Pedemonte to get the yellow card, but again, I'd be worried. He is the Iron Man in that front row, the pack of forwards for Argentina.
Yashagashvili went up for Georgia. Are they 20 minutes away from an amazing feat? Look at the pack go. And it's been hauled up.
Good stuff, good work by Argentina to keep up the driving maul. Only 7 against 8 with Pedemonte in the sin bin. Justin, but this is where you don't want to get involved with Georgia. Don't want to get involved with Georgia in the power game, because they certainly are powerful. They've got a couple of strong men in their pack or around the field, or just from 1 to 15. Every single player on the field is extremely powerful, and it's tough to get into a contest.
And it was this area of the field as well where they got a penalty try against the junior Springboks. And this sport pack will be pumped to get one of those.
They certainly will. And at scrum time, they have been dominant, and they'd be backing themselves to get a result from this scrum. But Argentina, they've made some changes. They've fixed their problems at scrum time, and they certainly would want to stand up to this.
Well, what a game the locals have witnessed so far. And Georgia, well, how much do they want this game?
Fine.
That is the question.
Set.
They're in a prime position here. And having said that, they just don't have the temperament to execute. They've had a few opportunities, and Argentina are hanging on. Luckily for Georgia, there's still 20 minutes left, but they need to come away with a few scores in this final 20 minutes, because Argentina, when their time comes, Andres, they're going to strike.
Yeah, when they get the position back, they'll play some rugby and they'll put Georgia under a lot of pressure. Get out of jail card there for Argentina. Georgia have made a lot of changes at scrum time in their front row. They've replaced the whole front row, and so have Argentina. And all of a sudden, Argentina look like they've got the upper hand.
Here we go. It's the big number 5, Chincharadze. Alania. Magiani's on the field. Tapaladze. Argentina not really battling out wide at all. When Georgia work the supply chain. There's a big carry of the ball here. Alania. The good ball to Magiani. Oh, that was a massive hit. I think they heard that all the way in Argentina. That was huge. Alania. And Magiani. And there's space on the right here. Tapaladze. Looking for some room. And Argentina, well, they've got a casualty down in centre field from that massive collision. And there's thousands on the left. Terrific work done here by Georgia. But they somehow need to convert all this possession into points. They're dominating possession. Good ball from Magiani to Lomitze. The inside centre. Pops it there to Khafaladze. And another good offload. Georgia, well, is this their moment? Players on the left. Here goes the soldier. It's the open side flanker, Josep Kucharashvili. And what a moment that is for Georgia.
Tremendous try by Georgia. Kucharashvili getting over for the 5 points. And he's also the man that carried strongly into De La Vega, who had him absent from that defensive picture for Argentina for the remainder of that play. Crucial score for Georgia, going up 24 points to 18. Just look at the back end again, just ball to the edges, so much space for the for Georgian team to go into so many numbers and over for the 5 points. Good to see De La Vega back on his feet, but he's got his work cut out for him, Justin.
And that try was scored without Tedo Abshandadze, their skipper. And now this is a vital, vital kick. Would mean that Los Pumitas would have to score twice. And Lomidze, the inside centre, the stocky feather, with a pressure kick. Oh my goodness, he's done it. So he can kick as well. And Andries, it's amazing what a few days can do.
8 points in it, Justin. 2 scores away from winning this match are Argentina. And this could be a tremendous upset if Georgia manage to pull a win off the cards here.
De La Vega with the kick. And this character, Gelashvili, was instrumental in that try with that beautiful pass to Kusharashvili. So Georgia, well, do they have the temperament to close out this final 16 minutes? Lomidze. And that ball's not out, it's Mendy. You see little ball, but when he gets going, he's really threatening. De La Vega gives it to Bernstein. He's tackled by Chavaladze. Garcia, De La Vega. There's Gomez Vara, the replacement player. Castro, the captain, working hard. Great ball there to De La Vega, to Chacabares. Chacabares beats 2, slips the pass beautifully to Garcia. That is pure class from Chacabares and Garcia. What a try that was.
Fantastic stuff by the Argentine side. Chacabares, De La Vega, and then Garcia, the big names in their backline, putting their hands up and sorting the score out for Argentina. What an answer to the try from Georgia. End of the try here, Chacabares, we mentioned him earlier, a massive boy, Sonny Bill Williams like, gets your float away into Garcia, where a scrum off should be. He had some work left to do, that the young man. Wheels to burn and over for 5 points. And it is just tremendous what a couple of changes can do for a rugby side, Justin. De La Vega at one stage looked like he was out cold in the build-up to the try for Georgia 2 minutes ago. And keep in mind, they've got a man in the bin. They had De La Vega out on his back, defending with 13 men against 15, not easy. But managing to answer that try with a try with 14 men on the field, it's just amazing. 25 points, plays 26.
Well, we're in before hallmark finish out here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club. The game of the series so far. And on the field there is Kinti, Garcia, De La Vega, and the big man, Bernstein. Garcia is coming alive. De La Vega getting excited. Georgia fronting up in defense with the choke tackle. And that is great work done by Georgia.
Great work done by Lomidze. He must have a weight advantage of double that of De La Vega. Still had to work hard to keep him on his feet and forcing that turnover. What a scintillating finish we can look forward to, Justin. 1 point in it. Scrum time. It's a more evenly matched affair. And all of a sudden, 2 teams have to play rugby to get the win.
Yeah, see. Go left. Straight, eh? Straight.
About 12 minutes to go.
Come closer, closer, Georgia. Come closer. You need to come closer.
And
Get
it's
up.
ferocious out here.
Or a while. Come a bit closer, please.
Referee Devon Ace having his hands full with a language barrier.
Crouch.
Short arm.
At the back.
8 playing 7, Justin, at the moment in the packs, as it is, with Perimonte still in the sin bin. And as I mentioned, that Perimonte back onto the field for Argentina, and that's a welcome sight for them. 8 against 8 at scrum time.
Remember to keep interacting with us across all social media platforms. What a blockbuster this fixture has been so far, and is the best yet to come.
A midfield scrum for Georgia, a tremendous platform to attack from. 2 sides of the field to go to.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Magalitatse is on at scrum off. It's very physical out there. Magiani plays at scrum off. Georgia, well, they're about 10 minutes away from producing something magical. A good carry there by Ishakashvili. And a big, big tackle there. Perimonte in a great body position, and he gets a crucial penalty.
Perimonte had 10 minutes to rest and get himself energized, made that massive hit in the midfield, got on his feet and made the steal. And look at the energy in that man at the moment.
Hold on, number 25.
Fired up, is he? Some confusion at the moment. De La Vega being asked to get off the field for a head injury assessment. He was knocked down 10 minutes ago. Very delayed response from the pitch side medical staff. Remember, Justin, Argentina have the wind at their backs. A very, very makeable kick for the fly half Nicolas Roger, who started this match.
So Roger, still 10 minutes to go, but this will be a massive psychological boost for Los Pumitas. Virtually pinpoints on the halfway. And it's not going to have the legs, so Georgia can exit Dumidze with a magnificent clearance.
Really is a good clearance by Georgia, and a slight miscue from Roger in that attempted penalty goal. But still, Argentina with ball in hand, 40 meters out from the Georgia try line. 9 minutes to go, Justin. Scintillating stuff.
Pablo Dimchev finds Rachel Garcia. Chaco Pares with a great pass. And Carreras that time with the offload. And it doesn't work out. And here come Georgia, and they've found space down the left-hand side of the field. And Rachel, he's like a runaway giraffe when he gets going. And massive hit there by Kusharashvili, who's been one of the stars of the day. It must be said. Great handling, and here goes Perimonte with a great ball. And here's Mendy. And Argentina, if there's one team that can score from anywhere on the field, it's Los Pumitas. And you can't give them space. Gomez Vara. Garcia, Pedemonte, slips it to Bernstein. And 8 minutes will be a long time to close out a game against Los Pumitas, because they have the class to make you pay. Perez Rachel takes it into contact. Carreras has to step in and halfback. And he gives it to the big men. Garcia to Rocha. Good play there from Mendy, and here goes Carreras. He's going for a hat-trick. He's like a flash of lightning, this fella.
Short.
And he is short. Can you believe it? Carreras. Agonizingly close, but Andries, he's just like a flash of lightning.
Magical is Mateo Carreras. Every time he touches the ball, he does something special. If we look at the replay, Carrera is not too much space, but so much pace to get in behind Georgia. And at this stage, I thought for sure he's over for another 5-pointer. Tremendous tackle by Georgia. And also the big man, Iashashvili, managing to keep him out and the ball off the floor. But scrum time to Argentina. 5 meters out.
There was a great covering tackle there by Ishagashvili with as well the outside centre Tapaladze, and that is game saving. But they're still under the pump here, Andries, and you'd expect Los Pumitas to score from this position. And the big question is can Georgia hold them out?
Once this Argentinian side gets going, once they start throwing the ball around, Justin, and they've got some confidence, it's extremely tough to keep them contained. And especially as it is at the moment, their scrum's not struggling as much as it did in the first half. So they've got a bit more confidence to give the ball some air, and they'll be tough to keep out for the next 6 minutes.
Georgia, of course, looking for their first victory of the year.
Fine.
But they really have to have a plan now. Los Pumitas.
Also available inside. Stay bound. Stay bound.
Pedemonte has a go. Terrific defense on the big number 8. Garcia has to dig. Slips the ball there.
The advantage.
And they've got the free play. Garcia again. He'll have a crack for his second try. He gets the try. Gonzalo Garcia, the experienced veteran, with a second try. And Los Pumitas are back in front.
Gonzalo Garcia, I don't know if you can call a 20-year-old a veteran, Justin, but he certainly does have a lot of experience at this level, playing in his 3rd year. And these are the guys that you need in tough matches to stand up and make the difference. And he certainly has. He's been good throughout this whole contest, Justin. Strong carrier again by the pack of 4, started by Pedemonte. And then Garcia seeing a bit of space and getting in under the uprights. And for the first time in this match, Justin, Argentina take the lead.
Great character shown by Los Pumitas. And knowing that they conceded 3 initial tries at the start of this game, and then later they were 8 points behind, they've came back twice into this fixture, and now they are in front. And Georgia will need something out of this world to come away with a victory. They need a 7-pointer. And look at this. Kusharashvili, inspirational stuff from the open side flanker. It's not over till it's over. Magiani, a great skip ball to Tapaladze. Gets the offload away. Here come Georgia. Great stuff from Cincinnati. And they give the penalty away. And they were really looking menacing there.
Pablo Demchev take a bow. What a moment for the young man to force a turnover and a penalty to go the way of Argentina. Tremendous stuff. So again, that man Carreras trying to get himself involved. Mende just managing to get the tackle made, and now at this stage it looked like Georgia are over for all money. And here you go, Pablo Demchev. Good body position and great steal affected for Argentina.
Argentina has taken their star players in their side to bring them into the lead here. Garcia scoring 2 and Carrera scoring 2. And a massive maul. Beating away there is Dimchev, the replacement hooker. Garcia with the no-nonsense approach. Cincinnati tries to break the line, but the defense is tight from Los Pumitas. Joja is on as well. And Georgia, well, they've worked so hard all game. So much perseverance. Lomidze finds some space to Cincinnati, and he lets it go. So Argentina, they're 2.5 minutes away now. Pedemonte.
Frenetic stuff at the moment, Justin. Georgia throwing everything at Argentina to try and break down the defense. There's 7 points required for them to get this victory. They've led for 35 minutes in this match. Must be heartbreaking for them at the moment.
Come off for the injury.
It's just tremendous what this Argentine side have managed to do in the second half. Come back from a 19-0 deficit, leading with 32 points to 26. 2 minutes to go.
Well, it's a Los Pumitas game to lose here. They have possession, and all they need to do is keep the ball for the next 2 minutes.
Closer, come closer, please.
To register a courageous comeback.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's there for Garcia to Rocha. Back to Garcia. Some enterprising stuff. Jorge hits the line. Mendy, did that go forward? It's play on. Yes, Quinty stepping all over the place. Pumitas back in the golden zone. Garcia to Gomez Vara. Bernstein. And Georgia are still in this. And maybe some justice there if that ball did go forward, Andres.
Hold on. Are you okay?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of justice, but tremendous turnover once again by Georgia. Still in it. A full 90 meters to go to affect the win here, or the possibility to get a win. We've just seen a tremendous rugby match out here today. The last 18 minutes have just been so entertaining. Georgia playing the power game and Argentina fighting back with all that skill and flair they possess.
8 amazing tries in an amazing game of rugby football out here at the Tygerberg Rugby Club.
Just look up to the ball, up to that penalty Both Georgian players, strong body positions. They know how to squat. That is what they do in Georgia. The powerlifting. You will not move that young man once he's set. Affecting a fantastic penalty. And now, with just about 65 meters to go, Georgia trailing by 6 points. Can they affect this win?
They need something that dreams are made of. It's an overthrow to Garcia. The 2-try hero pops it to Pedemonte. And this surely will be all. Or has it been turned by the Georgian warhorse in Ishagashvili? They still have a chance, but they have to go coast to coast. 100 meters. And they need someone with a flash of brilliance. And they pick and drive, Georgia. The time is up. Argentina just need to retain Georgia. Magiani to Tapaladze. And he spills the pull.
Went forward and a knock, huh? Forward.
And there's still time here for Los Pumitas to come away with a convincing victory if they do score at the end. Because Georgia have been brilliant in this game.
Georgia have been brilliant in this game, and you just can't believe that that's the losing end at the moment as it stands, and probably what is the final scrum of this match. They've been fantastic. The way they played this game has just been inspirational. Argentina on the other side of the field, but what a comeback that's been. It is exactly what dreams are made of, Justin. You mentioned that earlier. To come back from a 19-0 deficit is not an easy feat, and they managed to do that against a pack of forwards that have dominated in 80 minutes.
Fine. Set. It's both down. Both down.
Chacabares also walking over to tap his forwards.
Yeah, I'll call it. You scrum. Yeah. Get your bind,
And 2 Los Pumitas want to end with a try.
Closer. Come closer.
So much attacking ability, and that's what separated these two sides.
Crouch.
The individual brilliance.
Fine.
Some of these players.
Set. Keep it up.
Los Pumitas. And this will be a taste of their own medicine. It's a penalty.
Contest.
Amazing stuff by Argentina. After being obliterated at scrum time for the first 40 minutes, they've come back in the second half. They sorted it out. They've changed some personnel. Probably a bit of strategies. I wouldn't know. I don't know what scrumming is all about. But they've managed to sort that out, and as a result, they've managed to get back into this game and affect one of the best comebacks we've seen thus far.
An amazing game of rugby football. Los Pumitas 32, Junior Lelos 26. It was a remarkable game of rugby. We saw 8 of the best. We saw Georgia at the beginning of this game get 3 great tries, taking them to a 19-point lead. Tries through Abshandadze, Alania, Zaginetze, and Kusha Rashvili. And then we saw brilliance from Carreras and Garcia, who bagged the double each. And Andres, for neutral or for all rugby fans, this is what you want to see in a game.
Yeah, it was tremendous. We've mentioned it through and throughout this whole game. Just fantastic. The amount of rugby we've seen being played out there is just sublime. Argentina, the way they handle the ball, I've mentioned it so many times. I can't get enough of it. They've got so much rhythm in the way they handle the ball and the way they attack. It's almost contagious, Justin. But then again, Georgia on the opposite side of the spectrum, a power game, a lot of powerful individuals, a lot of pace in the way they play the rugby matches, and just unfortunate to see one team come away on the losing end.
And that's all from this broadcast, proudly brought to you by SuperSport Live with Twizzer. Remember, on Wednesday at Polris Gymnasium, we have the Junior Springboks taking on Argentina under 20s, and that is going to be a hell of a game. And then as well, Georgia under 20s taking on Namibia under 20s. Thanks for joining us. What a great day it's been.